Well, we thought we would finally try George Bernard Shaw, Guerneville Library. And he is an amazing writer, one of the great playwrights in the English language. This play was published in 1919. Just as a kind of perspective on this, the previous year, women over 30 got the vote in Great Britain. In America, Teddy Roosevelt died. In Italy, Mussolini founds the fascist party. In Russia, the Red Army wins an important battle which marks the beginning of the White Russian defeat. Shaw, who was seemingly never at a loss for words, planned a surprise at the end of this play, and it is an action without words. So I will pop up at that point and reveal the surprise. Our cast is Michael Tabib reading General Stramfest, Gore Yasmin reading Lieutenant Schneiderkein, and Gretchen Belgrave reading the Grand Duchess Anajenska. The setting is the country of Boeotia. It has been ruled for generations by the iron hand of royalty. Shaw calls the Panjandrums. It is in the midst of a revolution. We are in the general's office in a military station on the east front of Boeotia. It is winter. There's a table with a telephone, writing materials, and official papers. General Stramfest and Lieutenant Schneiderkein enter and hang up their cloaks and caps. Curtain.
Schneiderkein.
Yes, sir.
Have you sent my report yet to the government?
Not yet, sir. Which government do you wish it sent to?
That depends. What's the latest? Which of them do you think is most likely to be in power tomorrow morning?
Well, the provisional government was going strong yesterday, but today they say the Prime Minister has shot himself, and that the extreme left fellow has shot all the others.
Yes, well, that's all very well, but these fellows always shoot themselves with blank cartridges.
Still, even the blank cartridges mean backing down. I should send the report to the Maximilianists.
Oh, they're no stronger than the Opitoshadians, and in my own opinion, the moderate red revolutionaries are likely to win out on top as either one of them.
I can easily put a few carbon sheets in the typewriter and send a copy each to the lot.
Oh, waste of paper! You might as well send reports to an infant school.
Oh, tired out, sir?
Oh, Schneiderkein, how can you bear to live?
At my age, sir, I ask myself, how can I afford to die?
Oh, you are young and heartless. You are excited by the revolution. You are attached to abstract things like liberty. But my family has served the Panjandrums of Boeotia faithfully for 7 centuries. The Panjandrums have kept our place for us at their courts, honored us, promoted us, shed their glory on us, made us what we are. When I hear you young men declaring that you are fighting for civilization, for democracy, for the overthrow of militarism, I ask myself, how can a man shed his blood for empty words used by vulgar tradesmen and common laborers? Mere wind and stink. A king is a splendid reality. A man raised above us, like a god. You can see him. You can kiss his hand. You can be cheered by his smile and terrified by his frown. And now, what is left in life for me? My Panjandrum is deposed and transported to herd with convicts. The army, his pride and glory, is paraded to hear seditious speeches from penniless rebels. with the colonel actually forced to take the chair and introduce the speaker. I myself am made commander-in-chief by my own solicitor, a Jew, Schneiderkin, a Hebrew Jew. It seems only yesterday that these things would have been the ravings of a madman. I live now for 3 objects only: to defeat the army, to restore the Panjandrum, and to hang my solicitor.
Be careful, sir. These are dangerous views to utter nowadays. What if I were to betray you?
What?
I won't, of course, but suppose I did.
I should accuse you of treason to the revolution, my lad, and they would immediately shoot you. Unless you cried and asked to see your mother before you died, when they would probably change their minds and make you a brigadier. Enough. I feel the better for letting myself go. To business. Oh, great heavens! This is the worst blow of all!
What has happened?
Are we beaten? Man, do you think that a mere defeat would strike me down as this news does? I, who have been defeated 13 times since the war began. Oh, my master, my Panjandrum.
They have killed him?
A dagger has been struck through his heart.
Good God!
And through mine.
Oh, a metaphorical dagger. I thought you meant a real one. What has happened?
His daughter, the Grand Duchess Anajanska, she whom the Panjandrina loved beyond all her other children, has
committed suicide?
no! Better she has. Oh, far better.
Left the church?
Certainly not. Do not blaspheme, young man.
Asked for the vote?
I would have given it to her with both hands to save her from this.
Save her from what? Dash it, sir! Out with it!
She has joined the revolution.
But so have you, sir. We've all joined the revolution. He doesn't mean it any more than we do.
Heaven grant you may be right. But that is not the worst. She has eloped with a young officer. Eloped, Schneiderkin. Eloped!
Yes, sir.
Anajanska, the beautiful, the innocent, my master's daughter.
The phone. Yes, GHQ. Yes. Don't bawl, I'm not a general. Who's speaking? Why didn't you say so? Don't you know your duty? Next time you will lose your stripe. Oh, they've made you a colonel, have they? Well, they made me a field marshal. Now what do you have to say? Look here, what did you ring up for? What? The Grand Duchess. Where did you catch her?
Give me the phone. Speak louder, will you? I am a general. I know that you don't. Have you captured the officer that was with her? Damnation! You shall answer for this. You let him go. He bribed you. I give you 12 hours to catch him, or... What's that you say about the devil? Are you swearing at me, you... Thousand thunders! The swine said that the Grand Duchess is a devil incarnate. Filthy traitor! Is that the way you dare speak of the daughter of our anointed Panjandrum?
Take care, sir.
I won't take care. I'll have him shot.
But for her own sake, sir.
What?
For her own sake, they had better send her here. She will be safe in your hands.
Oh, you are right. Be civil to him. I shall choke.
Hello. Never mind all that. It's only a fellow here that's fooling with the telephone. I had to leave the room for a moment. Send the girl along. We'll jolly well teach her to behave herself here. Oh, you've sent her already? Then why the devil didn't you say so, you... Just fancy, they started her off this morning, and all this is because the fellow likes to get on the telephone and hear himself talk. Now that he's a colonel. Oh, the phone again. What's the matter now? It's our own people downstairs. Here. Do you suppose I've nothing to do than hang up on the telephone all day? What's that? Not enough men to hold her? What do you mean? She is here, sir.
Oh, well, tell them to send her up. I shall have to receive her without even rising, without kissing her hand, to keep up appearances before the escort. Oh, it will break my heart.
Send her up. He says she is halfway up already. They couldn't hold her.
The Grand Duchess bursts into the room dressed in a full-length fur-lined cloak.
Let me go. Tell them to let go.
Be good enough to wait, prisoner, until the general has read the papers on your case.
Don't call me prisoner. General Strongfest, my grandmother dandled you on her knee.
Oh, God, yes, believe me. My heart it was what it is what it was then.
Your brain is also what it was then. I will not be addressed by you as prisoner.
I may not, for your own sake, call you by your rightful and most sacred titles. What am I to call you?
The revolution has made us comrades.
Oh.
Call me comrade.
I'd rather die.
And then call me Anna Johnska, and I will call you Peter Piper, as Grandmama did.
Schneiderkin, you must speak to her. I cannot.
The Republic of Boeotia has been compelled to confine the Pangendrum and his family for their own safety within certain bounds. You have broken those bounds.
You are, I must say it, a prisoner. What am I to do with you?
You should have thought of that before you arrested me.
Come, prisoner. Do you know what will happen to you if you compel me to take a sterner tone with you?
No, but I know what will happen to you.
Pray what, prisoner?
Clergyman's sore throat.
Comrade Anajanska, you have eloped with a young officer.
General Strongfest, you lie.
Denial, comrade, is useless. It is through that officer that your movements have been traced. He joined you at the Golden Anchor in Hackensburg. You gave us the slip there, but the officer was traced to Potterdam, where you rejoined him and went alone to Premsilovo. What have you done with that unhappy young man? Where is he?
Where he has always been.
Where's that?
In your imagination. I came alone. I am alone. Hundreds of officers travel every day from Hackensburg to Potterdam. What do I know about them?
They travel in khaki. They do not travel in full dress court uniform as this man did.
Only officers who are eloping with Grand Duchesses wear court uniform. Otherwise, the Grand Duchesses could not be seen with them.
Hold your tongue. This officer traveled with your passport. What have you to say about that?
Bosh! How could a man travel with a woman's passport?
It is quite simple, as you very well know. A dozen travelers arrive at the boundary. The official collects their passports. He counts 12 persons, then counts the passports. If there are 12, he is satisfied.
Then how do you know that one of the passports was mine?
A waiter at the Potterdam Hotel looked at the officer's passport when he was in his bath. It was your passport.
Stuff! Why did he not have me arrested?
When the waiter returned to the hotel with the police, the officer had vanished, and you were there with your own passport.
Oh, Strongfest, send this man away. I must speak to you alone. Leave the room, all except the general. Strongfest, you know that your cause, the cause of the dynasty, is lost.
You must not say so. It is treason, even from you.
Do not deceive yourself, General. Never again will a panjandrum reign in Boeotia. We are so decayed, so out of date, so feeble, so wicked in our own despite, that we have come at last to will our own destruction.
You are uttering blasphemy.
All great truths begin as blasphemies.
Oh.
All the king's horses and all the king's men cannot set up my father's throne again. If they could, you would have done it, would you not?
God knows I would.
You really mean that? You would keep the people in their hopeless, squalid misery. You would fill those infamous prisons again with the noblest spirits in the land. You would thrust the rising sun of liberty back into the sea of blood from which it has risen. How can you be so stupid, so heartless?
You are no true daughter of the Panjandrum. You are a changeling, thrust into the Panjandrina's bed by some profligate nurse. I have heard stories of your childhood, of how
Yes. They took me to the circus when I was a child. It was my first moment of happiness, my first glimpse of heaven. I ran away and joined the troupe. They caught me and dragged me back to my gilded cage. But I had tasted freedom, and they could never make me forget it. I have not come here to save our wretched family and our blood-stained crown. I come to save the revolution.
Stupid as I am, I have come to think that I had better save that than save nothing. But what will the revolution do for the people? Do not be deceived by the fine speeches of the revolutionary leaders and the pamphlets of the revolutionary writers. How much liberty is there when they have gained the upper hand? Are they not hanging, shooting, imprisoning as much as ever we did? Do they ever tell the people the truth? No. If the truth does not suit them, they spread lies instead and make it a crime to tell the truth.
Of course they do. Why should they not?
Why should they not?
Yes, why should they not? We did it. You did it, whip in hand. You flogged women for teaching children to read.
To read sedition? To read Karl Marx?
How could they learn to read the Bible without learning to read Karl Marx?
I am at a loss to understand your Imperial Highness. You seem to contradict yourself.
Nonsense. I say that if the people cannot govern themselves, they must be governed by somebody. If they will not do their duty without being half forced and half humbugged, somebody must force them and humbug them. Some energetic and capable minority must always be in power. Well, I am on the side of the energetic minority whose principles I agree with. The revolution is as cruel as we were, but its aims are my aims. Therefore, I stand with the revolution.
You do not know what you are saying. This is pure Bolshevism. Are you, the daughter of the Panjandrum, a Bolshevist?
I am anything that will make the world less like a prison and more like a circus.
You still want to be a circus star?
Yes, and be billed as the Bolshevik Empress. Nothing can stop me. You have your orders. General Stromfest, save the revolution.
What revolution? Which revolution? No two of your rabble of revolutionists mean the same thing by the revolution. What can save a mob in which every man is rushing in a different direction?
I will tell you, the war can save it.
The war?
Yes, the war. Only a great common danger and a great common duty can unite us and weld these wrangling factions into a solid commonwealth.
Bravo! War sets everything right. I always said so. But what is a united people without a united army? And what can I do? I am only a soldier. I cannot make speeches. I have won no victories. They will not rally to my call.
Are you sure they will not rally to mine?
Oh, if only you were a man and a soldier.
Suppose I find you a man and a soldier.
Ah, the man you eloped with. You think you will shove this fellow into an army command over my head? No.
I know that this man alone can rouse the army to enthusiasm.
Delusion. Folly. He is some circus acrobat, and you are in love with him.
I swear I am not in love with him. I swear I will never marry him.
Then who is he?
Anybody in the world but you would have guessed long ago. He is under your very eyes.
Where?
Look out of the window.
Where is he? I can see no one.
Here, silly.
She drops her cloak, revealing a man's full-dress court uniform.
You! Great heavens!